And today I am going old school with Crafty Meggy. We are going to go back to like when we first started scrapbooking, and all we had maybe was paper. And I will be using adhesive though. Scissors, paper trimmer, decorative scissors, um, a few different things, and doing a layout with close to my heart paper. And I'm not sure what the name of this is. It's back when they had the thin paper. It's not very thick at all. And I will be, instead of cutting out the center of my white paper, I'll be leaving it because this paper is pretty thin. And I'm trying to decide what papers to use out of the pack. And I do know I want to mat that with the red. And so I am going to do that. But it'll take me a little bit longer to decide what else I want to use. But yeah, we're going to go old school today. The picture I'm going to use is of my granddaughter, and she dressed herself. And so that's where the title comes from. She come out and said, ta-da! And she picked out her clothes. She put a summer dress on, and I guess she didn't like it as a sundress, so she put a shirt underneath it. But I took her picture when she came out. She was so proud of herself, picking out her clothes. And that paper there, I have 2 sheets of it. So I thought, well, I'm going to try to use one of them. And, of course, polka dots is one of my favorites. So I'm going to put some polka dots in there, too. But I'm trying to decide if I want to use the muted background or the bright. And I thought, boy, that's pretty busy, but it is really pretty. So I decided I'd work with it and try to get it to work on my layout. And I'm cutting it down a little bit so the white will show on the cardstock. And this stripe paper here, I really like it too. So I'm going to use it as part of my border. I'm going to build a border. And I'm still planning on using that pink right there, but I changed my mind. When I do notice there's green, and y'all know my favorite color is green, and I thought I had just a small piece of green. I didn't think to look on the back. Well, I think I thought this was all one-sided paper at first, and then I looked and seen it wasn't, and just didn't even think about looking at the other pieces that had 2 sides. They all had 2 sides. I just wasn't thinking. And here I took a circle, and I drew a line in the center of the circle so I could go straight down the line here on my border and get my scallop even all the way down. And I cut part of it out so you wouldn't have to watch the whole thing. And I'm going to do it again. I'm going to cut a little bit more out. Well, you'd think I'd done it by now. See, I cut a little out. That way you wouldn't have to watch the whole thing because, fussy cutting, especially me, takes a while. I love to do it, but it does take a while. And I put it on there, and then I decided I need a little bit of edge, and that paper wasn't long enough, that cardstock wasn't, so I had to get a bigger one. But I decided to make the border in white, and after I glue it down, I think, boy, I should have done it in red. But it was too late. And like I said, this is thin paper, and I was afraid if I pulled it up, I'd tear it up. So I just went ahead and went with the white border. And I just followed little lines and fussy cut around it. And I think this is about the time I decided to get the decorative scissors out and make an extra part of my border. And I'm drawing a line here because years ago when I first started using decorative scissors, I did much better if I had a line to cut along and to follow as I went. I usually lined it up with the edge of the plastic on the scissors because it was like a straight line there, and then I just follow it, and my line was much, much straighter. It don't have to be completely straight, as you can see there. It's not, because I got off right there at the end, but I'm going to hide it on there. So, see, perfect, you can't tell. And pretty soon I think I noticed that it does have green on the back. See, I looked at that and thought, I wish I had a bigger piece. Didn't even realize yet that it was green on the back of the pink. That's when I see it. And I think, oh man, I got a bigger piece. And trying to decide here more what to do. If I want to layer that with my border, put my picture over the top. And so I'm busy thinking there. And I'm debating even to use some white in there. And I changed my mind about that and decided not to use it. And yeah, you're going to see me just kind of mess with it a little while. Trying to make up my mind. But you need to make sure you go check out Megan's video. Crafty Meggy here on YouTube. And I will leave a link below for her video. And we've got one planned for next week too. So as long as we can keep it up, I think we're going to do one every week. I love challenges that make me think outside of the box. And we're going to take turns picking what to do on the challenges. And this one was mine idea. And next week's is Megan's. And I hope you enjoy watching me go old school. It was kind of hard too because, I got to thinking, I got to have a title. And when I first started, guess what? I didn't have any sticker letters. We did not have a scrapbook store when I first started. We had a card store. It was for making cards. I did buy some things there. Embossing powder and the heat gun was like one of the first things I bought because she did have that. But she didn't have no alphas there or any dies so that you could make your letters. So you will see how I did it when I first started. I made them myself. Yeah. They're not perfect, but it does show that you can do it. Although I kept thinking of my die cut machine and my thickers and my alphas and thinking, this is old school. I will do it this way. And I'm going to make a pinwheel here. Well, actually, I'm going to make 3 pinwheels to put on my page. Because when I first started, I made all my embellishments. And I paper pieced a whole lot when I would make things. And some of them would be pretty intricate. And it'd take me a good while to make. But I made all my embellishments. Like I said, we didn't have anything around here that was scrapbooking. And occasionally I'd get to go out of town and get something else. But most of the time, I just made it myself. Of course, the first scrapbook page I seen that was more like today's scrapbooking, the girl that made it, she showed me her book. She had paper piecing on it. They'd gone for a hike, and she made some hiking boots. And so, of course, I thought that's what you had to do, is make it all. Little did I know how much there was out there you could buy. But we did get a scrapbook store. And the one that made cards, everybody kept after her to get scrapbooking things, and she started having a scrapbook store. She closed, a couple years ago, though. And we still have one in town. So we have one to go to. And we do have the Hobby Lobby now. And do you know, as long as it's been here, and it's been here a few months, I've been there 3 times. That's it. Been working a lot. Haven't got to go. But that's all right. If I went, I'd probably buy things that I wouldn't need. I got plenty right now. Yeah. I need to use what I've got. I've been working overtime and haven't been able to scrap as much as I'd like. But when I get fired, yeah, I will be making up for lost time. There aren't very many people left in the building. My manager had a meeting the other day, Monday, and he said, so you all are the last ones standing. He could have said anything but that. It was sad enough seeing everybody leave without him talking about how few there was left of us. On here I drew out letters, and I learned a long time ago it was easier if you wanted a fussy cut around them to leave an opening. So like there's an opening where the A is, so I can just cut right up there and around. And same with the D. And I could use a craft knife, which I have, but it's just easier for me to fussy cut around them. And I cut out ta-da because that's what she said when she came out. Of course, I say ta-da a lot to the kids, and they got it from me, I guess. Here I forgot to zoom out. It does take me a few minutes to remember to zoom back. Well, unzoom, maybe that's it. Anyway, yeah, I forgot to do that. So you will see close-ups a little bit longer than you expected. But I'm trying to decide where to put the pinwheels. And when I do zoom out on here, I'll have decided, that's when I decided to go ahead and put red around those little flowers in the middle of the pinwheels to make them show up just a little bit more. And I didn't do that on camera. Forgot to turn it on. Yeah, I walk away and I come back, and sometimes I forget to turn it on. But there's my ta-da. And no telling where I'm at now. Thought I cut all that out. Oh, I fussy cut some out of here, and it says believe in the beauty. And it had a lot of things on there. Oh, I finally remembered to do that. Oh, bet you were wondering if I would. And I backed it with some of the red cardstock to make it a little bit sturdier because I wanted to pop it up. And I am using foam tape there. And I do put a little flower over by the Y because there was another word starting. And I don't even remember when I put that on there. But it is on there because I see it at the end. And I'm gluing all them down with wet glue. And I might have backed them in white if I hadn't glued them down in wet glue. But later I thought, I could have backed them in white and done a double layer. But no, I didn't think of it till it's all the way glued down. And I can't pull them back up. Well, I could, maybe. But like I said, it's thin paper. And it don't take much to mess it up. And I thought about using the undo and seeing if I could do it. But then I thought, no, it's pretty thin. I think I better just leave it alone. And here I decided to make a heart. And so I just draw the heart and cut it out the same way I did the letters. And of course I have to use my eraser and erase my lines. I try to cut just inside the line so I don't have as much erasing to do. But yeah, I'll have to use it a little bit. And erase a few things, a few little spots. And I fussy cut that flower out over there underneath the scissors, and I backed it in white, and then I backed it in red to match the ones on the pinwheel. And I'm going to put it on the heart. And when I first lay this heart over here, I like how it's laying, and then when I go to glue it down, I put it in a little bit different place and have to cut the tail end off. And see, I like the tail end, but I already had it glued down, so I just left it. But yeah, you see me having to erase a little bit right there. And here, of course, I didn't use the pencil. I just cut around it. But yeah, my layout's almost over. And next week I'll have 2 uploads. I'll have one for the Saturday Stash Dive and one for the challenge with Megan. So yeah, I'll be having 2 uploads. I don't have neither layout done yet. I will be doing them tomorrow. So they'll be ready for next week. And I think this is it. I think I'm done. I think I'm done. I forget. I got to cut that tail end off of that heart. And yeah, I decided to cover up that white, and then later I wished I hadn't. But too late. Oh, I'm not done. What was I thinking? I thought I'd do some faux stitching on here. Bring out some more white in there. But yeah, I like faux stitching. And I go ahead and do it around the red borders too. in the final pictures, because when I got ready to take pictures, I decided to add a little bit more. Do just a little more in there. So I cut that off. And now I think I'm done. But yeah, like I said, I added a little more faux stitching. As you can see right here, there's more faux stitching on there. And this is my layout. And it's called Ta-da! And Believe in the Beauty. Anyway, check out Megan's channel and her video. And she will be going old school today too. And next week, I don't know if she wants us to say what we're going to do next week or if we just do it. I guess I won't say because I have to ask her if we should say ahead of time what we're going to do. Well, we're going to do something next week anyway. Thank you all so very much for watching. Put a thumbs up if you like. And please leave a comment. And I will reply. Thanks a lot. Bye.